Hi, so this is my organizational sketch for Brunswick County Schools. It's our most current one, though it is under revision. This actually already existed to some degree, and I just modified it a little bit, but like I said, it's still under construction from the county. But this is a basic sketch of everybody in the central office and a little bit in the schools, which I'll show you in a second. So we've got Colonel Les Tubb. He is our superintendent, and he actually has a science background, so that's a plus for me. We've got Rick Green, the attorney, which every school board has. And then his administrative assistant is here, to the superintendent, that is. Then we have, with all these different directors, if you will, kind of the branches of the organization. So we've got Dr. Deanne Meadows. We will come back to her in a moment because I'm going to go into detail about that branch. We've got Rhonda Benton. She's the executive director of elementary and middle schools, and she works primarily with folks having to do with those grade levels, and also with some instructional coaches for those schools. So I'm an instructional coach, so that has a little something to do with me. We've got Helen Davis. She is a director of student support services. So she does school nurses and counseling and social workers and things like that. Then we've got Jessica Swensky, who, if Brunswick County is on the news, oftentimes you'll see her speaking for us. She is community outreach and engagement, and then also director of quality assurance. So she does like quality assurance reviews. She leads those for schools. We go into schools and kind of check off and see. We use a rubric and check off and see how schools are doing based on this rubric, and she is in charge of pulling all that together. So then we have Dr. Jerry Oates, and he is newer to us. He actually came over from New Hanover County, and he is our human resources director. And so there's lots of wonderful folks that he gets to work with. Then we've got Freya Cahill. She is the director of finance, and she's got a pretty important job, and lots of people that work under her as well. And then we have Sue Rutledge. She is director of operations, who also has a very important job to make sure we're operating smoothly. We're going to head on back over here to Dr. Deanne Meadows, because this is where I would fall. And basically, she is the chief academic officer. She is also the assistant superintendent. She also went through this EDD program, so you might know her. And she is my direct supervisor. So we've got under her Melissa Quinlan, director of EC programs. We've got Daryl Cheers. He's a testing and accountability guy. And Acacia Dixon, she's director of instructional technology. Kathy Oliver, who I work a lot with, she is professional development coordinator. So she does lots of things that has to do with instructional coaches, because we often are giving a lot of the professional development in the schools or at conferences and things that we do for the county. We've got high school principals located here under Deanne Meadows, and then our administrative assistant, Victoria Bullard. So interestingly enough, when I asked for this, because I knew it already existed, even though it's under construction, they did not include instructional coaches anywhere, which is interesting, but I'm sure that they will now after having talked to me about it. So this is where high school instructional coaches, which is what I am, would be. And so I put a little IC here because we work directly with high school principals and teachers, obviously, if they were on here. And then also with Kathy Oliver, particularly with professional development, and then we work under Deanne Meadows, who's our direct supervisor. So, part of the assignment was to talk about things that your organization is working on or could improve upon. And one big thing that is going to really make things interesting, I said that's really a current topic, is we're actually trying to apply to do 11-month for employees, for 10-month employees, teachers primarily, so that we can do professional development and we can have PLCs and things like that during the 11th month. There's lots of details about it, and not necessarily that it would be like all of June or all of July. It would probably be split between June and August. But it's interesting. It's a hot topic right now. Everybody's excited about it. It goes to the school board hopefully in February to approve, and then to the county commissioner. And that is the one who's really got to approve us in terms of the funding for it, because it's going to be like $1 million. So, but that is really cool and exciting, and not that it would change the structure necessarily of the organization. I don't know that our structure currently needs changed. When there was the market crashed basically, and a lot of school systems got rid of teachers. We actually didn't get rid of any, but they did combine some jobs and some retirements and things like that were happening at the central office. So they have restructured recently and tried to kind of get rid of any extraneous personnel or positions. So that was good. One of the other parts of the assignment was to say what I do well, and I definitely do professional development well. That is kind of my thing. I like teaching. I love teaching. You can take the teacher out of the classroom, but can't take teaching out of her heart, I guess. So I like teaching adults as well, and that's really what professional development is to a certain degree, or being a facilitator of learning is really what it is. I work really well with teachers because that is also who I am naturally, and I'm a good mitigator, so it's good to kind of be able to work with principals and teachers and kind of be that middleman, if you will, when needed, or be the person to advocate for teachers, which I definitely do, and fight for them, and try to get as much as I can out of Deanne Meadows for my teachers. So that's pretty much it, and I hope you've enjoyed this organizational sketch. I couldn't have drawn it really any better than this. So that's it. Thanks. Have a great night.